to Lancaster City. That'll see Andre Mendes come out of his goal. And equally, Justin Iwobi wants to be careful. Of course, he received a yellow card in the first half. But ball now smashed downfield by Mendes, looking for Charlie Bailey. And then Mayoko hooks the ball over his head, but not out of play, and tries to win that header himself, but can't quite get there. 2 headers won back-to-back by Lancaster means that Mason O'Malley's left foot can drive through the ball all the way to the back line of Lancaster. Charlie Barnes goes back to his goalkeeper Mendes, and he then slices the ball, but it's kept in well by captain Sam Bailey over on that right-hand side, and the ball's bouncing around a lot quite at the moment. Appeals of handball from the Park Avenue midfield, but not given by the referee, as Sloan may have handballed at their Cowperthwaite. With the ball goes now out wide to Matty Clark, and nice little back heel from Charlie Bailey down the line. Dave Norris couldn't quite get there, but did press on it enough that meant that Lara did have to clear. Great touch by Lara, great control, and goes back to a Dunstan, who then turns back and giving the ball away now to Lawson, and then here is Norris. But Hopper does well to win the ball back for Park Avenue. Lancaster, with the ball at his feet, comes back onto this right-hand side where Eddie Mayoko rolls it back to his captain, Dunstan, and all the way back to goalkeeper Tom Scott. Who then looks to play the ball quickly over to that left-hand side, looking for where eventually had to knock the ball all the way back to his defence in Kyle Brownhill. Long crossfield ball attempted by Charlie Barnes will find the head of Lucas Dunstan, but his header will go back to Lancaster City. And here is Charlie Bailey. Inside ball to Matty Clark, and now they're inside the box. And is that a chance for a penalty? The referee says no. That one looked a little bit grim. Referee stops the play and he gets his card out here. Uzi booked. Cowperthwaite there receives a yellow card, and they are absolutely furious at Lancaster City. That one they thought was a penalty. Still crowding around the referee, not happy with that. But we're convinced that was a dive up here from the media box at Park Avenue. 60th minute, corner given. Referee comes across to the coaching staff of Lancaster City and gives a yellow card to one of Chris Willock's staff, who was jumping up and down like a child there. Clearly thought that one was a penalty. Throw-in will eventually, corner, will eventually be taken by Sam Bailey. Referee didn't think it was a penalty, but Bailey now with a corner into the area, headed clear by Lancaster, but only as far as number 11, Charlie Bailey, who drives the ball hard and low, but couldn't get through the sea of yellow and white shirts in the middle of the box. But it will go out for a throw-in that Bailey receives off Sloan, and then back to Bailey, and ball into the area, won well by Jordan Preston, shot on goal by captain Sam Bailey, and his right-footed effort hang into the area is claimed by Tom Scott. He gets the ball back rolling now to Whiting, and back to the feet of Scott, who's on his weak foot here. What can he do? The right foot swings it through and makes good connection to it, looking for Eddie Mayoko. Look to maybe have handled that ball, and that goes out of play, and the referee gives that ball against Park Avenue, and Harry Colville's furious with that, and I'm not quite sure where Matty Clark's taking this throw-in from, but he does eventually throw it back anyway to Kyle Brownhill. And then across to Charlie Barnes, who goes forward looking for Lawson, and then Lawson's flick on goes to a Dunstan, who clears the ball high into the grey and blue sky. Chip ball forward from Colville looking for Iwobi, but Iwobi won't get here. Won well in the middle by Harrison Hopper, and then Preston cleans up on the seconds, finds Colville, and then Hopper, and now Hopper over to the left-hand side where there's options now in the area for Park Avenue as O'Malley goes back inside to Lancaster, who plays a fantastic ball, cutting the midfield and defence apart to Preston over on this right wing, and Preston wins himself a throw-in just past the dugouts of Danny Whitaker. Mayoko takes the throw quickly to a Dunstan infield to Lancaster, who tries to play an infield ball to Hopper, and then it bounces back to Will Lancaster, who tried to play a ball towards Harry Colville. Colville ended up leaving it, and it just couldn't quite make it through to Mason O'Malley. It was cleared out for a Park Avenue throw-in, and this game just getting a little bit more bitey now. Both teams quite committed. Park Avenue just trying to keep that lead, maybe extend it further. And Lancaster battling, trying to get themselves back in this game. 2-1 the current score here at the Horsefall in the 64th minute. And the referee will brandish his card once more to Mason O'Malley for time wasting. Couldn't get that throw in infield in time for the referee, who deemed that a punishable offence. Throw in taken then by Sam Bailey back to his goalkeeper Mendes, who has the opportunity to just bring the ball out of his box and pumps it downfield with his right foot. And Lara one-on-one with Lawson, and Lawson comes out on top of that. But eventually Hopper did well to win the ball and found the head eventually of Mason O'Malley, who nodded it out. And we will see Jake Connolly in just a few moments come onto the field, but long throwing into the box by the captain of Lancaster. Comes out to the edges. There's a shot on goal by Charlie Bailey that took a deflection and ended up looping high. Easily claimed by Tom Scott in the goal of Park Avenue. But as I mentioned, Jake Connolly looks like he's stripped off and ready to come onto the field for Lancaster City. But Tom Scott smashes the ball downfield, looking for fellow Halifax Town loanee Justin Iwobi, but couldn't quite get there. And the header's won by Brownhill, that goes back to goalkeeper Mendes. Lancaster with the ball currently just amongst their back line. Brownhill trying to rush that ball outfield, and eventually does find an infield ball to Charlie Bailey, who switches it now over to the right hand side to captain Sam Bailey, who puts a right-footed cross early into the box. Well won by Lara on the bouncing ball, but it will come to Lancaster City on the edge. Here's goal scorer Evangelinos, twisting and turning, shot on goal, easily saved by Tom Scott. Just a left-footed curling effort, not enough on it to trouble the man in all red for Park Avenue, who fell to the floor on top of the ball. Still with the ball in hand. Kicks it long with his left foot, looking for Justin Iwobi, who will win that flick on it. It's a great flick on, but just a little bit too much on it that took it away from Jordan Preston, who was looking to run on towards that. But Mendes gets us straight back underway with Lancaster City as he rolls it out to his captain Sam Bailey, who then plays it down the line, looking for Dom Lawson, who wins his side a corner over on that far side, right-hand sided corner, to be taken by Sam Bailey. But we will see a substitution now here in the 67th minute. It looks like it will be, as Jake Connolly comes onto the field, replacing number 10 David Norris. First substitution by Lancaster City this afternoon. Already seen one substitution that Danny Whitaker was forced into making for Park Avenue, as well as Ted Lavelle was subbed off due to injury in the 40th minute, replaced by debutant Jacob Lara. But now corner to be taken by Lancaster City. Looped in towards the box. Back stick delivery. Cowperthwaite clearly handles the ball, but the referee doesn't see it. And nothing's given. Does well to hold off a Dunstan, only as far as Sloane. And free kick given as Harrison Hopper jumped over the back. Corner on for Norris. Free kick to be taken just halfway between corner flag and penalty spot, but around 5 or 10 yards from the dead ball line. And of course, set piece specialist Sam Bailey comes over to take this once again. Right footer is the captain, and he'll look to potentially swing this into that corridor of uncertainty close to goalkeeper Tom Scott. All Park Avenue bodies back inside the box except from Jordan Preston. Two-man wall now of Colville and Hopper. Two arms raised by Bailey. Right foot whips it hard, headed away well by O'Malley. That looked like it could have ended up eventually being tucked into that far right-hand corner, but O'Malley was there to head clear. But long throwing taken straight away by Bailey, headed now by Lara, and eventually cleared away out of the area by Will Lancaster. Preston trying to be a nuisance, but it's 3-on-1 for Lancaster up there, and eventually they do have to roll the ball back to their goalkeeper thanks to pressure from Preston. Mendes plays a ball out onto this left-hand side to captain Sam Bailey, who plays a fantastic looking ball over to the right-hand side, looking for his counterpart Charlie Bailey. Bailey to Bailey there, but Mason O'Malley read that one well and nodded it back to goalkeeper Tom Scott, who were clearly making a good team there. Park Avenue with the ball now. Here is Lara, who chooses to go back to his goalkeeper Tom Scott, who takes a first time swipe at the ball, but nowhere near a Park Avenue man, all the way to Sam Bailey, who eventually knocks it back to goalkeeper Andre Mendes. Mendes just takes it out of his box a few yards and eventually thuds the ball with a deep sound of his right boot down the field. But cleared by O'Malley. That's great work from the forward ball of Jordan Preston. He rolled it off his chest towards Iwobi, and Iwobi shifted it out right hand side to Mayoko. Mayoko shot on goal. What a save! But Iwobi, surely that's gone in. Surely that's gone in. The linesman says no. That was bouncing around on the line. We thought that was in from our angle, but the ball not deemed to have gone over the line by the referee. The man in the middle. That was so close to being 3-1 there. Eddie Mayoko with that first shot on goal created that save by Andre Mendes, and the seconds were followed up by Iwobi looking for his second goal of the afternoon. Smashed it against the bar. It bounced on the line, hit the bar once more, and from our angle that could have gone and made it 3-1 here. But now Park Avenue looking again, but challenge slow from Justin Iwobi there, loses the ball, and Lancaster City driving forward. Now here is Sloan potentially with a shot to be taken on goal, but blocked well by Lara. And Park Avenue have the ball now. Park Avenue so close to making it 3-1 there this afternoon, but not quite to be as of yet. Lancaster with the ball in the half of Park Avenue, on the edge of the area now. Over to the right-hand side. Ball into the area, cleared well by Whiting. I think it was poked out for a corner ball. And there will be a corner to be taken by Sam Bailey over on that right-hand side. Two arms raised. We've seen it before. Front stick ball won by O'Malley, but shot on goal and just wide of the post. Shot taken there by, I believe it was Nick Evangelinos, looking for his second of the afternoon. But now we will see substitution for Park Avenue here in the 71st minute, as we see Chinedu Osadibe come on to the field. He will replace Justin Iwobi, who nearly found his second goal of the afternoon there. Iwobi, yellow card this afternoon, goal this afternoon, so close to making it a 3-1 lead for Park Avenue. Off comes Justin Iwobi to replace by Chinedu Osadibe, who scored 2 goals in the reverse fixture earlier in the season in that 2-2 draw Northern Premier League action. And we'll see Park Avenue's last change now, which will be Harry Colville exiting the field in the 72nd minute, replaced by Leon Johnson, who of course had a brief cameo last week at Hyde United in what was a tough day at the office for all Park Avenue. But can we see what he brings to the table a little bit more this afternoon? Goal kick to be taken by Tom Scott. 2-1 the score here at the Horsefall, thanks to Preston penalty and Iwobi tucking away an early second half goal. But Evangelinos got one back just a few minutes later for Lancaster City. Park Avenue just still trying to look to maybe get that lead a little bit further and definitely solidify 3 points in what would be Danny Whitaker's first win in his reign here at the Horsefall. Ball cleared by Dunstan now. Over to Mayoko and then poked out of play by Matty Clark. Thrown to be taken by Dunstan, who goes down the line looking for substitute Osadibe, but Osadibe just couldn't quite get there, and Sloan now trying to get that ball kick-started for Lancaster City now as Sam Bailey Goes down the line looking for his number 9, Dom Lawson, who does well to hold the ball up and go back to his captain, who plays a ball in behind. And Evangelinos there, rushing off. And Lime's not flagged. Oh, and Evangelinos tried to square it across to substitute Jake Connolly there. And that was a 2-on-1 situation. Looked like he was a good few yards offside there, but the linesman didn't quite seem phased enough to put his flag up and signal that. So, of course, he was onside and made the wrong decision there. You think he could have potentially put a shot on goal there. Ball going forward now for Park Avenue. Nodded out of play by Kyle Brownhill. Throwing to be taken over on that far side by Mason O'Malley. Infield to Mayoko. And back to Mayoko now. Preston trying to link up with Mayoko. Preston looked like he was fouled there. Referee didn't quite see that. But ball down the side of that, he's all over Lucas Dunstan there, his substitute Jake Connolly, and that should be a yellow card, because if I'm not being funny, but if Lucas Dunstan was yellow carded in the first half for what he received that watch for, which was pulling back, then substitute Jake Connolly should probably receive the same punishment there, but referee Matthew Tyers says no. Free kick, 10 or 15 yards inside the Park Avenue half to be taken by Dunstan, who's just getting his breath back after running back down to recover that ball. He smashes the ball forward, looking for Chinedu Osadive, but it's headed clear by Brownhill. Only as far as Hopper, who does well to try and find Preston, and now Mayoko has the ball 25 yards out from goal, coming over towards this right-hand side. Can he link up with Leon Johnson? Here is Johnson, standing up Matty Clark. Johnson with the ball on his right foot, now on his left foot, little step overs, rolling it in and around, ball into the area, back stick, headed clear by captain Sam Bailey, but only as far as Mason O'Malley, who goes back now to the left-hand side where Jordan Preston wins Park Avenue a throw-in. Just around 15 minutes left here of normal time at the Horsefall. Park Avenue 2-1 up as it stands, going from 21st to 19th in the table, if all results stay as they are. But Mayoko gives away the ball poorly just around the halfway line, and now perhaps Lancaster City were going in behind there, but great challenge by Jack Whiting meant that the rushing Jake Connolly couldn't quite get that ball in behind, and that's a massive dive. That is a joke. Massive, blatant dive from Christian Sloan. Tom Daly-esque from the midfield man of Lancaster City, as we'll see a substitution again for Lancaster City. Thomas Killifin replacing Matty Clark, who of course gave away the penalty earlier in the first half. 76th minute substitution, that is, as Killifin replaces Matty Clark. Ball forward now in the edge of the area. There is Lawson in the area now. Tries to shoot on goal. Whiting there again. Bailey, the captain, has a shot at goal, but it's cleared. Wouldn't have troubled Tom Scott anyway. No pace on that shot. But Mayoko coming forward now for Park Avenue. Preston on that left-hand side. Driving down the line. Great work by Jordan Preston. Referee gives the ball to Bradford Park Avenue. Charlie Bailey in the referee's ear again. Not happy with that decision of a Park Avenue throw as the ball's back into play now and back at the feet of goalkeeper Tom Scott, who looks like he'll smash the ball long, but that's near absolutely nobody other than Kyle Brownhill, the central defender of Lancaster City. Ball bouncing around, a bit of head tennis between the two sides, but Cowperthwaite eventually puts his foot through it, and Jacob Lara has work to do in his own corner. And he does do very well, linking up with Leon Johnson there, the second half substitute, kept it in play, and his ball infield couldn't quite be controlled by Eddie Mayoko. It's cut out by captain Sam Bailey, and they're going forward now, our Lancaster. Here's Connolly on the left-hand side, being challenged by fellow substitute of Park Avenue, Leon Johnson. Ball swung into the area, and header won, and penalty given to Lancaster City here in the 78th minute, and the referee calls on for physios of both sides to have a look at both players down on the side, and that seemed a little bit of a harsh decision. Foul either given on Tom Scott or Jack Whiting potentially there. But what would seem to be a 50-50 challenge of two players challenging for the ball in the air between Lawson and Whiting. The referee deemed that enough to be a penalty. And it looks like he's booked goalkeeper Tom Scott there. So whether it was Tom Scott who was charged for that foul inside the area, now Lancaster City will have a chance to level the score up here at the Horsefall. 2-1 the current score. Ball being put down on the penalty spot in just a few moments' time. Yellow for Scott. Yellow for Scott. And captain Sam Bailey puts the ball down on the spot. Controversial decision by the referee there. Would like to have a look at that one back after the game. But now it's all about if Tom Scott can keep this ball out of the back of the net. Can he stop captain Sam Bailey of Lancaster City from equalising today? The referee pushes everyone outside the box. Bailey with around a 10-yard run-up. Here he comes, right-footed effort. Shot on goal, and it's buried into the back of the net. 2-2 the score here at the Horsefall. And now it's important that Park Avenue heads don't drop and lose all these points altogether. The game is very much still in play here. Just over 10 minutes to go of regular time in the 90. 2-2 at the Horsefall. All three substitutions made by Park Avenue. And Sam Bailey will score from the spot. Ball forward now, and Brownhill thumps it clear. Header won by substitute Killifin, and Killifin now to Sloan, who looks to chip the ball down the line for Connolly, who clearly fouled Lucas Adunston. Adunston's not happy. That's the second time that Connolly's put a foul in on Adunston in the past couple of minutes, and that will earn substitute Jake Connolly a yellow card here in the 80th minute. 10 minutes to go. Can Park Avenue nick a winner? They came so close to making it 3-1 around 10 minutes ago when Justin Iwobi thundered the ball and it bounced off the crossbar, off the line and off the crossbar once more before it was cleared. 2-2 the current score after 3 second half goals here. Referee just having a word with Lucas and Dunstan. I wasn't quite happy with Lucas and Dunstan's appeals following that free kick decision as Tom Scott comes out of his goal to take this free kick as he left foot swipes it downfield, looking for Mayoko, wins that first ball, and Chinedu Osadibe can't quite get there, but Johnson can, and now the ball's bouncing around in the area. Johnson still bouncing in the area. What can Park Avenue do? It's cleared, poked away, but Osadibe does really well to use his strength and win that ball back for Park Avenue. Here's a Dunstan looking to Mayoko, but the ball's just slightly away from Eddie Mayoko, and that's a foul given against Will Lancaster for a challenge late on Christian Sloan. I think we'll see Will Lancaster also go into the referee's book this afternoon. Yes, it will. Here in the 82nd. Lancaster started the game off in central defence. Now playing in midfield. Gets a yellow card for his troubles. Free kick 10 yards inside the half of Lancaster City. Cowperthwaite stood over the ball. And he plays the ball now downfield, looking over to that right-hand side towards Thomas Killifin, but won by O'Malley. But now ball in behind, won well by Hopper. Bouncing around still in the half of Park Avenue, out onto that right-hand side, won by Sam Bailey, who looks to try and play the ball in behind for Chris Sloan, but that will run out on for a goal kick to Park Avenue for Tom Scott to take. "83 minutes gone. Now here at the Horsefall, Scott just taking his time now. Hoofs the ball downfield, looking for Osadibe, who does really well to get up into the air, but can't quite win the ball. And here's Connolly, the substitute for Lancaster City, driving forward, goes inside of Dunstan. But his ball forward can't quite get past Lara, but the ball's still under the control of Lancaster City, and the shot is high and wide from Charlie Bailey. That won't trouble Tom Scott. But we do want to minimise those chances created by Lancaster City in this second half, as Tom Scott will have another goal kick to take late in this second period of 45. Here is Scott. Once more puts his boot through the ball. Looking for Mayoko this time. Mayoko can't win it, but Lancaster picks up the ball and finds Leon Johnson. And what can Johnson do? One-on-one with Connolly. Substitute versus substitute, 12 versus 12. Jordan Preston linking up with Mayoko. Ball bouncing around the area of Lancaster City. And Cowperthwaite's ball forward is cut out well by Harrison Hopper. And here's Preston out wide to Johnson on this right-hand side. One-on-one with Chris Sloan, sorry. Johnson, can he get a ball into the area? Can he create something? He goes towards the edge where Harrison Hopper is there. He then shifts it over to the left-hand side to Mason O'Malley, who then loops the ball towards the area, but not enough on it to get towards Jordan Preston. And then Lancaster City get it clear. Here's Lawson, and Lawson back to Sloan. And Sloan then tries to put it out onto this left-hand side, looking for the runner of Jake Connolly. That ball's then cleared very, very high into the what is becoming a night sky here at the Horsefall. And free kick eventually won by Sloan. And that looks like another yellow card here this afternoon. Plenty of work for the referee in terms of getting that card out of his pocket. It'll be Harrison Hopper who receives yellow this time in the 85th minute. The sixth yellow card given. The sixth yellow card given to Park Avenue this afternoon. 3 given to Lancaster City. Hopper takes a bit of time to get back up to his feet, and referee shows that yellow card to his face. Matthew Tyers, 9 yellows this afternoon. Short free kick taken. There is Captain Sam Bailey, who goes towards the edge of the area, where Evangelinos then cuts it back to Charlie Barnes. Barnes, there's plenty of bodies in the box for Lancaster if they can eventually get it there. But that will be a Park Avenue ball. Fantastic work from Jordan Preston, who's worked tirelessly all day. Just over 4 minutes to go. No, it's Harrison. And throwing to be taken over on that left side, halfway inside the Park Avenue half. Mason O'Malley with the ball in hands. Looks to go down the line for Osadibe, but can't quite get there. It's won by Charlie Bailey, but it will go back to the feet of Mason O'Malley, who thumps it forward no further than at Cowperthwaite. He then finds Carl Brownhill, who's long ball down the line looking for number 9, Dom Lawson. Is nodded out by Lara for a throw-in to be taken by Lancaster City, that Carl Brownhill will take just ahead of his dugout. Here, throws it back to Cowperthwaite, and they're pushing a few more bodies forward now. Lancaster City feel as though they may be able to win this game, but with that, there is an opportunity for Park Avenue to get forward. Great play by Leon Johnson, linking up with Sinead Osadibe, and can he produce that ball into the box? Looking for the head of Osadibe, just over the head of the substitute linking up there. Preston lays it back to O'Malley. O'Malley with a chance to put the ball into the box. Should have potentially whipped that ball in with his strong left foot. First time into the area, chose to take a touch instead, and Thomas Killifin, substitute of Lancaster City, did well to regain his position and block it. Throw in for Park Avenue. O'Malley back to Lancaster, and then back to Whiting now, who comes across to this right side to a Dunstan, who's got room in front of him, has Lucas Dunstan, but instead shifts it out to this right hand side to Johnson. Johnson stands up. Chris Sloan. Sloan has to poke it out for a Park Avenue throw in halfway into the half of Lancaster City. 2-2 the score here, with just over 2 minutes to go here in the 90. Dunstan throws it to Johnson. And back to a Dunstan. What can a Dunstan do here? Looks inside. Still looks inside. Where can he go? Turns back. finds Lancaster. Will Lancaster, that is. Who then goes to Jack Whiting. Whiting looks to play the ball over to the right-hand side for substitute Leon Johnson, who I think knew all along he was in an offside position there. Did end up missing the ball, but the offside flag had gone up to be taken by goalkeeper Andre Mendes. The goalkeeper in all orange plays that ball downfield, and it's won well by Dunstan, who goes one-on-one up into the air. Lara can't quite win that header off Lawson, but Lawson's header will run through to Whiting, who clears it for a throw-in to Lancaster City to be taken by Brownell, who puts the ball on the deck, and it'll be a long throw-in into the area by captain Sam Bailey. Late in the game here, a minute and a half to play. Plenty of bodies in that area. Long throw-in towards the 6-yard box. Up goes Eddie Mayoko. Great win by him. Back now to Bailey, and then out to Connolly, the substitute, who loops the left-footed ball towards the back stick. Can't quite be won, but it will eventually fall to the other Charlie Bailey, who whips the ball hard and low across the area. Now it'll come out towards the edge where Eddie Mayoko's one-on-one with captain Sam Bailey, who definitely didn't win the ball there against Mayoko and blocked Mayoko from going any further. Lancaster City still have the ball at feet. Ball into the area, headed clear by Dunstan, but only to the edge, where it'll see Charlie Bailey flick it out. And ball across, back in. Goal! Lancaster City, 3-2. And it looks like it is Evangeline. No, it's Lawson, I think, who tucked it home in the far corner. And that is gutting for Bradford Park Avenue here in what is the 90th minute. Goal scored by Dom Lawson of Lancaster City. As 5 minutes will be added on, it looks like, here, following the 90, and that is agonising for Park Avenue, who've worked ever so hard today. But it's 6 instead that are shown on the board. 6 minutes for Park Avenue to try and get a goal back. 6 minutes for Park Avenue to try and score and get a point from today's game that they definitely deserve more from than what they're currently getting. Had a 2-goal lead at one point, did the West Yorkshire side. Currently 3-2 down at the Horsefall. As the ball goes forward, played by Lancaster, it'll just run out of play to Osadibe, and Lancaster had that chance late in the first half to slip through Eddie Mayoko through on goal in what would have been an almost certainly goal-scoring position. His pass not quite right then, and now that looks like it could come back to haunt Park Avenue. Lara now chipping the ball forward, looking for Osadibe. That's headed clear by Lancaster, only as far as Will Lancaster, who picks up the ball in midfield for Park Avenue. Jordan Preston on that left-hand side. What can he do? Win himself a throw-in for Park Avenue. Look to try and take it quickly. Does Jordan Preston, but he will put the ball down. It's level with the edge of the area over on that far side from me. Mason O'Malley with the ball in hand. Takes it into Eddie Mayoko, and then the ball ends up going all the way back to Jack Whiting. And now there's a fair bit of noise being made over to the left of me, made by the Lancaster City fans, as the ball goes forward and looks like it'll run out for a goal kick to be taken by Lancaster City. 2 minutes gone here in added time. And you really feel like Park Avenue deserve more from this game from what they are currently getting. Captain Sam Bailey plays a long ball down the line, won well by Lara, who's done well in his first game for the club since coming off the bench in the first half. Ball bouncing around over on that far side. There's definitely a foul there on Harrison Hopper being held back, but the referee doesn't give it, and Hopper does well to come away with the ball. Lancaster then plays it back to Lara, and the referee eventually does give that free kick. But Tom Scott will come out of his goal to take. Just over 3 minutes to go here in injury time. Tom Scott smashes the ball downfield, and it's poor from Tom Scott, headed forward by Jake Connolly. But Lucas Dunstan will regain the ball for Park Avenue and go back to Tom Scott, who then has another go at playing the ball downfield to O'Malley. And O'Malley didn't quite have to head that, could have just held the ball up, and just frustration now starting to show perhaps on a little bit of the body language of Park Avenue players. Whiting now plays the ball back to Scott, who hits the ball forward, looking for Mayoko. Can't quite win that header. Yes, he can. And it'll go to the feet of Preston, who then links up, looking for Harrison Hopper, but Hopper just being held off by Evangelinos there. Referee says no foul as Sloan knocks the ball forward, looking for Connolly, and Connolly still pressing on Lancaster now. Looking for Johnson, and Johnson goes infield to Mayoko. What can Mayoko do? He goes, and Cruyff turns back, plays the ball over towards the halfway line now, where Lancaster, what can he do for Park Avenue? Needs somebody to show feet for him. Not many options for the midfielder of Park Avenue. Just asking Leon Johnson just to drop a little bit deep and receive that ball. Lucas Dunstan with the ball on halfway now. Doesn't have too many options himself. Has to go down the line. Finds Jordan Preston, who's worked all over the pitch this afternoon. Has to go back to Mayoko now. And once more, here is Dunstan. Just 5 or 10 yards into the Lancaster half. Goes back to Lara, who plays a right-footed ball over to the left-hand side. Fantastic ball by Lara to Mason O'Malley, who picks up the ball and then goes back. All the way back to Jack Whiting. And now to Lara. Lara, what can he do? Comes out to Dunstan. It's slightly behind Dunstan, who has to come back and receive the ball. And he chips the ball into the area, looking for Jordan Preston. But the ball's missed, but it will run through potentially towards Mason O'Malley, but poked. What will go out of play for a Park Avenue thrown by Sam Bailey. And a minute and a half left to go here at the Horsefall. Park Avenue with the ball at feet. Preston to Lancaster. Lancaster driving forward. Lancaster with a shot on goal. And he hit it very hard and true. But Andre Mendes clutched it and kept a hold of the ball. 1 minute to go here in injury time. Mendes with the ball in his hands still. Puts the ball down on the deck. And goes long. Won by Thomas Killifin. But then Park Avenue regain the ball. Hopper trying to release Leon Johnson down this right-hand side. But it's cleared eventually by Brownhill, and to Connolly trying to drive down this left wing. What can he do? That's eventually stuck out of play for a throw-in to Lancaster City. 30 seconds left here in what has been an afternoon that's seen Park Avenue take a 2-goal lead after playing some fantastic football. But unfortunately, as it stands, they're coming out on the losing side. Ball gone out of play for a Park Avenue throw-in now. Lucas Dunstan halfway into the half of Park Avenue, launches it down the line, but there's nobody there. And that is the full-time whistle here at the Horsefall. That is agonising for Park Avenue. Most definitely deserve more this afternoon. 3-2, the final score to Lancaster City. Park Avenue initially took a 1-0 lead that they saw into half-time after Jordan Preston tucked away a 19th minute penalty that was won by Lucas Dunstan. 1-0 was the score at half-time, and then just in a few minutes into the second half, Justin Iwobi in the 49th minute, he stuck the ball into the back of the net to make it 2-0 to Park Avenue. Then just a few minutes later from that, Captain Sam Bailey whipped in a corner towards the front post that was tucked home by Nick Evangelinos to make it 2-1, the score. And then around 10 minutes after that, you say around the 70th minute, Justin Iwobi had a chance that was cleared off the line. It hit the bar twice, bar off the line and bar again. And then it was a penalty given to Lancaster City that saw Sam Bailey took away that, the captain of Lancaster City, to make it 2-2. And then in the 90th minute, agonising stuff for Park Avenue, saw goal scorer Dom Lawson nod the ball away at the back post to mean that Park Avenue come away empty-handed this afternoon in what in an afternoon that they definitely deserved more from. Really unlucky for the West Yorkshire side. That's it from me here at the Horsefall this afternoon and evening. I have been Arthur Difford, and final score here at the Northern Premier League Horsefall Stadium is Bradford Park Avenue 2, Lancaster City 3.